Welcome to Daytona Sandown Park. Today we're on board for a sprint race featuring a short qualifying session followed by a rolling start. We'll go through the track, the race dynamics, and the key moments as they unfold. Let's head out onto the circuit. Out on track, the first thing to manage is tire temperature. At this stage, the tires are still cold, which means noticeably less grip than during the race. You can see the kart reacting stiffly, especially on turn-in and under braking. The goal here is simply to generate heat. Gentle weaving, smooth acceleration, and careful throttle use. As the laps progress, the tires warm up gradually, giving a bit more stability and allowing faster laps to come in toward the end of the session. Let's watch it. Qualifying wraps up, and the field slows under yellow flag conditions. The pack compresses while everyone moves into their assigned grid positions. This is the transition period before the race start. Drivers settle into place, the order is confirmed, and the rolling start procedure begins. The rolling start forms up now. The karts maintain formation as they approach the start line, keeping speed steady and tires warm. The field prepares for the signal. And there's the countdown. A quicker reaction from me compared to the driver next to me in P3 allows him to move alongside immediately. Into turn 1, I hold the inside line, which is usually the safest option during a rolling start. Moving toward turn 2, the kart ahead on the outside loses a bit of momentum. I stays tight to the inside and completes the overtake, slotting into P2 within the opening seconds of the race. From this point on, the driver in P1 starts opening the gap pretty quickly. His pace is clearly stronger than mine here, and I can see it right away. At the same time, the driver behind me in P3 normally has better pace as well, so I know I'm in the middle of two faster karts. My job here is just to stay consistent, keep my lines clean, and avoid small mistakes that could cost time. Coming into lap 7, I notice the orange suit driver in P1 starting to slow down. At first, I assume maybe he wants the rest of the grid to bunch up a little, just to make it more competitive or interesting. That's honestly the first thing that crosses my mind. But shortly after, he shifts to the side and gives me the space to go through. Once I'm ahead and the gap begins to open, it becomes clear that he's actually dealing with some sort of mechanical issue, and with that, I find myself in P1. From here on, my focus is simply to hold the position, stay smooth, and drive safely. Around this point at lap 11, I start catching the first back markers. This part of the race becomes more about patience, picking safe spots to get past, making sure I don't lose unnecessary time, and avoiding any risky moves. And suddenly, at turn 4, Johnny, the new P1, makes a move and gets past me. This is lap 19. Since the video skips from lap 7 to lap 19, there hasn't been much wheel-to-wheel action shown, but what I didn't realize was how close he had actually gotten. I had started driving a bit more relaxed, assuming I had a comfortable gap, and that small bit of comfort was all he needed to line up the overtake. From this point on, my focus shifts entirely to getting the position back. The next laps become a mix of pressure, timing, and looking for openings. In some corners, he manages to stretch the gap slightly, especially on exits where he gets better traction. But then on other sections, particularly the tighter parts of the circuit, I'm able to close back in and stay within striking distance. It turns into a rhythm of gaining time in one sector and losing a bit in the next. A constant back and forth flow where neither of us fully breaks away. This battle continues steadily until the moment I finally get close enough to try my first real overtake attempt. Watch out for that. Here I make my first real attempt to retake P1. I get the run, but he exits the corner faster than I expected, and I can't complete the overtake, so the fight continues. Just a few seconds later, heading into turn 2, I line up for another move on the inside. I'm trying to position the kart early, hoping to set up a cleaner exit this time, but as I turn in, the rear suddenly steps out more than I expect. There's a quick snap, the grip doesn't come back, and the kart rotates. Before I can catch it, I'm already spinning. This is lap 24. The moment I stop, I'm facing the wrong direction, trying to get the kart pointed forward again. And while I'm recovering, 2 more drivers slip past, including the orange suit driver who earlier had mechanical issues. It all happens quickly. One mistake, one unstable moment, and a couple of positions disappear instantly. By the time I get moving again, the track around me feels completely different. The rhythm, the pressure, the flow of the race. The gap to the front is now too big to close, and realistically, my chance at a podium is gone. From here on, it's more about bringing the kart home cleanly, resetting mentally, and finishing the race the best way I can. And here it is. The checkered flag. A tough and unpredictable race overall, with a mix of small battles, changing pace, and a few major turning points along the way. In the final classification, I finish in P3. Even though the orange suit driver got back ahead of me on track, he had switched karts earlier in the session, which placed him 1 lap behind in the official results. So despite the late race spin and the lost positions on track, the final result still puts me on the podium. Thanks for watching the race. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to follow, like, and subscribe for more sessions from Daytona Sandown Park and other tracks. See you in the next one.